Alright, Festival Collection again with another dress up unit, this time for Feltyrosa, so let's begin. And this time no card of the day, so let's just continue to the Tuesday stream. So first off we're going to start off with the anti-trigger card for Cater Sanctuary, that being Divine Knight of Deeply Laid Strontium Sargis. It's a grade 3 with 13 power like all of them, and has the same first skill where count Rearguard Guardian, your opponent drive checks or damage checks a trigger, this card gets plus 10k power, 10k shield. To the main skill where auto Rearguard once per turn when this card attacks, look at the top card of your deck, put it on the top or into your soul, and then cost Counter Blast 1, perform all of the following. Choose one of your opponent's units that has at least 14k power or more, change this unit's power equal to that unit's power. So basically, this unit becomes the same attack power as the unit that it's attacking. So if your opponent somehow gets an over trigger, well this literally becomes the over trigger power. And in the second part of its ability, where costs remove an over trigger from your drop zone, choose one of your other front row units and it gets plus 15k power until the end of turn. Similar to the Dragon Empire one, except that it's for one of your other units. Not as great, but it is an over trigger cost for this additional ability. But the nice part is actually the first part of its skill, where this card literally changes to its power equal to the unit that it's attacking. It basically just becomes a good restand target for a multi-attack if you are doing that. So just like the other one, you run it in your own leisure if you have space. This one you probably will be playing more, especially for Bastion, because you could restand this with Bastion. And now to the Feltyrosa cards, we start off with Night Sky Searing Divertimo or Trude. It's a grade 1 with AK power, and the skill is auto rearguard. At the end battle that this unit boosts, if your Vanguard is Feltyrosa, cost Counter Blast 1, put another rearguard in the same column as this unit to soul to draw a card. Just a reminder, Feltyrosa's playstyle is superior calling ghost units from your drive checks, and they have to be on open rearguards as well usually. So just being able to clear up your board just to do that is actually pretty nice. And not only that, you get a soul and a draw on top of that. That is actually pretty good. Next, Tremere of Grazing Hands Rosewiltha. Grade 2, 10k power, and skill is auto. When placed on rearguard other than from hand, if you have a Feltyrosa Vanguard, stand all your rearguards in the same columns as this unit, and this unit gets plus 5k power until the end of the turn. You're going to be calling it with drive check, and then you're going to be restanding the booster so it gets a bigger attack. Especially with the second skill where auto rearguard. When this card attacks, you may have this card gets plus 5k power until the end of the battle, but at the end of the battle, you put this to the bottom deck, which is another way to clear up your board for your drive check superior calls. Overall, it's not too bad, it's just more units that could clear up the board in mid-battle just so you can call more stuff through Feltyrosa during the drive checks. Finally, Rondo of Plenilune Feltyrosa. It's a dress up for Rondo of Evotide Moon Feltyrosa. So the skill is count Vanguard during your turn. If your soul has a grade 3 Feltyrosa, all front row ghost units get plus 10k. A little unfortunate that this is not a ghost unit, it's a vampire. But regardless, the extra power buff will be really helpful because this is RNG superior calling mid battle for multi-attack. So yeah, that extra power will be very helpful, especially when you cannot always utilize your back row, so it definitely just helps, especially on the first attack. They're just going to be a little big. The Feltyrosa in soul condition, you're probably not going to get on the first grade 3 ride, but there are ways to put cards to your soul and other means, so you probably can. It just takes some extra effort. But anyway, second skill, act Vanguard once per turn, cost Counter Blast 1. Until the end of turn, this unit gets this ability. Auto Vanguard once per turn. When you drive check a ghost unit that is a normal unit or a grade 3 Feltyrosa, you may call that to an open rearguard. If you call a card, this unit gets plus drive plus 1. And this skill is gained twice. So meaning if you do 2 drive checks with 2 ghost units, well, you get to call 2. And of course, you still get your other drive check once again. Basically another one of those try again drive check cards. And I do like Feltyrosa for this. And in many ways, it is better than the original. The only downside is that you have to pay the Counter Blast beforehand compared to the original where you pay the Counter Blast when you drive check it. Because if you double trigger and you pay the cost, unfortunately, you don't get any extra attacks, so that just makes it kind of a little unfortunate. Of course, there are cards that could stack themselves to the top card of your deck, so that's not too big of an issue, but I am just saying if that does become a thing, then you just basically wasted a Counter Blast with this. The original one, you don't need to risk it because you pay the Counter Blast on the drive check. And considering that you need a Feltyrosa in soul for the extra skill for the extra power, there can be a little debate where you want to probably use the original Feltyrosa in your ride deck and then use this as the next ride because it still counts as Persona thanks to the dress up. At the same time, probably not too necessary, and this could just straight up replace the original, but it is player preference. So that's it for these reveals. What do you guys think about the new Feltyrosa and the new Cater Sanctuary anti-trigger unit? The Cater Sanctuary anti-trigger unit, probably one of the best, especially for the main skill that doesn't require the over-trigger. It just basically becomes a good restand target just for that extra power. As for new Feltyrosa, the support is already nice because it's just more ways to clear up your field, especially the back row restander. And new Feltyrosa basically does exactly the same thing as the original, except with the drawback that you have to pay the counter blast beforehand, although it does save you more counter blasts if you drive check 2 ghost units, while also be able to gain power for your front row, which is also very nice as superior calling mid-battle. But other than that, that's it for this, and see you all next time.